Welcome, diggers. Today we're going to run Dig School episode 6. About to say 5. Dig School episode 6. And we're going to talk about a little bit of behind the scenes on Deep Vault Digger, about me, about the project, why I chose to try and do this type of a project. And at the end, I'll cover off what you can win and how you can enter if you haven't already registered. Our first round, our qualification round, is going to start in a few days' time. And once the qualification round has been completed, there'll be a championship round where people can win real money. It'll be paid in sand, so you will need a crypto wallet that works on the Polygon network. But other than having that crypto wallet and being signed up for Sandbox, which you can just do single sign-on with Google if you don't already have an account, that's all you need really, and you can get some real money, some real prizes. First place is 75 USD in sand, second is 50 USD in sand, and third place is 25 USD in sand, with fourth to 20th also paying, but just having the remainder of the prize pool split evenly between those players. You also get some NFTs. The NFTs can be used in the maker, so they're not just NFTs that go in your wallet. If you decide to make your own game in the maker, you can use these NFTs as assets in the game if you wish. So I'm going to start off with this episode running through who I am as a person, why you should trust the project, basically. This is a real thing, the prizes are real, the money will be paid out. I've spent somewhere in the vicinity of probably $1,000 Australian so far on paying for assets to be created for the project. I've completed all of the game design, all of the development work has been completed by myself, but I've replaced out some of the assets that I was using during prototyping with assets that have been made by professionals. So, there is a substantial amount of work that has gone into the game from when I started it around Christmas up until this point. So who am I? Well, I'm not trying to hide at all. My details are all on my portfolio, which can be found online if you wish to look into it further. Most of my background is telecommunications. I was looking after some pretty substantial sized teams for tier one telecommunications companies, maybe 6, 7 years ago. Around the time that COVID started, I decided to have a change. There was a lot of stuff happening at that time, and so I decided to try and make games. I did a diploma of AR and VR development through Quantum, passed that with distinctions and got a high distinction in there, nothing less than distinctions. And then started my journey to try and learn to make games. Landed a spot on a project for Axie Infinity War Builders Grant back sort of a bull cycle or two ago, and learned heaps really working with really great people that knew their stuff in the back end of blockchain web-based development, as well as the Sky Mavis team, who had some really great insights, especially around online security and people trying to hack games and how to prevent them from hacking games. Very interesting stuff. I myself personally, rocking close to 45 now. I grew up. I actually had a Commodore 64 when my school had a Commodore 64. I grew up out in the country of New Zealand, um, you know, in the late 80s, early 90s. And so I grew up playing Commodore 64 games. My dad sent them over from Australia. And so I pretty much, I had 7 disk cases of floppy disks, which is, about 100 floppy disks per case. Some games ranging from 6 or 7 floppy disks for the one game through to 100 games on one disk. So I had almost every game on Commodore 64. I grew up playing games, but didn't really grow up in industries, or there wasn't the opportunities to make a job of playing games or making games as much when I grew up. So um, ended up in telecommunications or a bunch of other things, and then yeah, wanted to try and make games. So I wasn't able to make a successful living in making games. Had to make some pretty serious decisions a couple of years ago. Decided to back it off to a hobby. And basically focus on earning money. Australia, Sydney especially, is not the cheapest place to live. Just to pay rent and to eat is, yeah, it takes a lot of money. So I work and I fund my game development mostly through my own time, but sometimes through paying for professionals to do things in areas that I just don't have the skills for. So I have on my portfolio, you can see I have a decent background. That's my professional projects, which I counted that because it was funded by Axie Infinity. It was an official builders project. Um, I tried using AI to make a whole bunch of parts for a game, which I got to a decent level. The polish was all right. My first foray into Sandboxer Maker is where you see the S2 badge from in my DVDigger production. I got that from that season where I spent some time, and I actually got into a team that ended up doing some stuff in the sandbox environment, but they pretty much just ditched me and another game designer when they got in with the team in France, and yeah, I wasn't too happy about that, and just basically told them, "Well, don't bother trying to work with me again, because we helped get you in there, and then you just completely ditched us. Cheers for that." Anyway, that's how it goes sometimes. Game devs quite cutthroat, especially if you get people opportunities and they can see they can. I wasn't very senior at that time. It was very early in my journey. I originally started with VR. That's why I got the VR, AR VR diploma. I might just prove it. Whoops. Oh yeah. So kind of proves the AR VR diploma. I didn't mean to show the other unit price part. That was unintentional. Um, Yeah, and so basically a lot of my builds revolve around my son. I have an 8-year-old. Early on in this journey, he was much younger. And so some of my builds here will be involved around me doing builds that he can play. My passion is racing, e-racing. I had done it semi-competitively in the past. I've joined leagues and won leagues or done well against everyone other than the professional e-racers, um, who they've often dropped in at times. I used to race at Race Centre in Darling Harbour. But so, sim racing is another one of my hobbies and my passions. I have a decent decent setup. Moser R3 wheel, just a basic rig. And there's a big lack of racing games in VR, mostly because it makes you feel sick if you're not good with motion. Um, BI had a pretty good hit at making a prototype in VR of kind of like a Twisted Metal type game, essentially in VR. Done a number of game jams successfully where I've led some decent sized teams of people through with productions. This Cannonball Commando one, I really like the aesthetics of this. I had a very good sound and art person, different people. Um, Games for Love, shout out to Games for Love. Really great charity to get involved in. They help people in children's schools and children's hospitals, sorry, in America, with games, helping a range of things from the people that have chronic burns and need something to distract them while they have their bandages changed, to kids that have chronic illness and are just stuck in hospital and need something to entertain them. I was a mentor for Games for Love and helped a number of people on their journeys that have done different things and got to different levels. Really great to see. And yeah, there's some more professional stuff there. So it's kind of who I am and where I come from. Let's get it back up. Might as well put it on this one, I guess. Not the one I meant. put it on DVDigger while I finish the rest of this. All right. So why do I do this? I just love building games. If I could have, I would have made a living of building games. It's what I wanted to do, but what you want to do and the reality of what you have to do sometimes two different things, especially in the current environment, which is why I'm about to start learning AI and building AI systems. So I have as much advantage as I can. But ultimately, it's for my enjoyment and for my son's enjoyment. I like to build things for him as well. Why did I build Deep Vault Digger? Because I came back to Sandbox. Um, Sandbox as a platform has matured a lot from season two when I first tried to build on it. When I first tried to build on it, the behaviors, the components just weren't there. It was very restrictive. Visual scripting in itself, I'm not that good as a programmer. All my background is Unity, and I've done most of my game development in Unity, either for VR, for 2D, or for 3D games. But you have to do all the coding. AI is certainly helping with that now, but it's like to get a level of polish in Unity is really hard because you've got to tie together audio, visual, scripts. There's just all these things that you have to tie together perfectly to get high level of polish. You might be able to do one or two if you're an indie game developer, and it can be quite hard to do some of the other components. So Sandbox as a platform gives you an environment where you're automatically stopped from going too far with what you're trying to do because things don't run, your frame rate's bad, you have to learn how to build an optimized game. And then because of the way the messaging system works, it's just easy. And once you learn the components and the behaviors and how to tie those together with the logic and the messaging system, especially the messaging system, if you're making a multiplayer game, if it's single player, you can do whatever you want, everything talks, you can just have heaps of logic. But if it's a multiplayer game, you got to really have a small number of things, make it really simple and make it work as a core loop before you look to add to it. So anyway, why did I build Deep Vault Digger? Because I started to build on the sandbox and could see that the level of polish that I could get with the way that it's structured allowed me to build a really, really smooth core game loop with like a really good potential that I could just upgrade the assets for and make it look better. And I've not seen anything as easy to do in my whole journey as Sandbox as a platform is what it lets you do when you're building. It's hands down for me the easiest way to build something effective. What happens next? I have a number of novel concepts, and AI has helped me write a lot of GDDs based on a lot of different ideas that I have. I'm about to do the Eon Game Jam challenge, which is 1,000 USD if you win that. Not expecting to win it, but I just want to rapidly prototype something. Um, in terms of Deep Vault Digger, it's a novel concept. I don't know if it's going to work on the platform. It might work on other platforms and not Sandbox. And so this season is about me understanding, do I actually invest significant time going forward to build out this project, or do I stop the project there, say, hey, this is my update on my portfolio. This is the game that I finally built after not building something for a year and a half. I've spent 4 months, I've learned a whole bunch. People got rewarded, made money, and I made a finished product and shipped it from building it to the end, and then moving on to the next project. So it really depends on the uptick from this season, whether or not I don't care about how much money it makes, because all of the money that gets made from the marketplace goes to the Vox Edit comp at the end. So it's not about how much I make, it's about, is this a viable project, should I keep doing it? And if people want to play it, if it's enjoyable to play, I'll keep doing it. If people are only playing it just to make the money for the end of the thing, then I won't continue. And it's a very early build. It's not the end state of what it would look like if it was built out properly. I would hire proper artists to build out the scenes. It'd look a lot different. What can you win? Well, let's go through that. So either on X or on Medium, there are posts that cover off really how to enter and how it works. Qualification starts Thursday the 9th of April to Wednesday the 15th of April. During this time, you'll be able to submit qualification runs. There's a Google form. The two things that you need to do to submit an official run during that qualification time. One, you need to register. Part of the registration process is providing a Polygon wallet address. The reason you need to provide a Polygon wallet address is so that I can send you rewards, so I can send NFTs, and so I can send sand to the people that win. And I have to know what that wallet address is and what the username is. The reason I have to know the username is because you get a vote at the end in the Vox Edit competition, and that Vox Edit competition takes any proceeds from the marketplace during the season, so the NFT season pass, let's have a look, sorry, I'm going to the wallet. So there's a season pass which unlocks all of the in-game advantages that you can get, the Vault Clue, the premium drill, the premium pickaxe, and you can also use this in the Maker. It's got a whole bunch of animations in it. That automatically unlocks things, so when you go to ask to upgrade your weapons, you'll automatically unlock everything in game if you have that NFT. The drill only unlocks the premium drill in game. It has a drilling animation on it as well. You will be able to use this in the Maker too, so it gives you this drill asset to use if you want to create your own things. You can unlock the Vault Clue via purchasing this in the marketplace. Okay, that does not have any animation. It's quite big. It's the one that's in game. And if you want to unlock the premium pickaxe, then you can purchase this, which has a swing animation and a lightning animation on it. Okay, so if you submit a run and you are in the top 20 runs for the qualification round, you'll get entry into the championship round. The championship round starts Thursday, the 16th of April and finishes on the 22nd. At the end of the championship round is when the Vox Edit contest will happen. Any proceeds or a minimum of 50 USD will be put forward for the Vox Edit competition, where all of the season NFT badges will be created. The competition entrants will be allowed to keep rights to sell and have those NFTs, but also any registered player will get the relevant NFTs as well. At the end of during the championship round, each person will be given a window. That window will give them a single time slot that they can attempt their runs. They will have a certain number of restarts that they'll be allowed to do, but it will be within that set time frame. And then they'll have that one run. So probably there'll be it'll just be a time. I think there'll be a set amount of time that they can continue to restart, and after that time, they have to take the run that they're on. It's encouraged that they live stream this run. I would like to comment on it on Twitch on a live stream if that's at all possible, but there might not be people who can do this, and if they can't, they'll need to record it on their computer but prove that it's within that time window. And I will have a thing that I'll be publishing only at the start time of that will need to be in their video to prove that that video has been taken. Then there will be a requirement. Okay, this post has all of the information, including the prizes. So it's really geared around first, second, and third. They get the bulk of the prize pool. 4th to 20th will definitely get something. So let's say if you were to purchase something, and look, I think there's for me it's on the fence between what the biggest advantage to purchase if you're just purchasing one thing. It's $5 for the season pass NFT that unlocks everything. It's by far the best value. USD. It's $3 to unlock each of the things individually. And if I was going to choose one, I'm on the fence between it being the Vault Clue and the Premium Pickaxe. Now, you can unlock the Vault Clue by solving the Hall of Hints riddles. If you can do that, then you only have to choose between the drill and the pickaxe. Choose the pickaxe. The pickaxe can one hit any sand block, and you can use a technique where you switch between the drill and the pickaxe, and just munch your way through the sand blocks, especially if you land in the sand biome. So it's definitely the biggest advantage. Now, you may not even want to care about the Vault Clue because you're just going to spam the run and go for one spot down the bottom of the waterfall in the Underdeep. Cool. I think that'll work. It'll require you to play a lot more runs, but I think definitely you're going to get that. But just be careful of that in the championship round because you're only going to be able to spam a certain number of starts, a certain number of runs. So I would get used to all biomes so that you have the best chance in the championship round to put down a competitive time. Just because you've put down an awesome qualification run doesn't mean you're going to put down the best time in the championship round. But yeah, I mean, the Vault Clue definitely gives you an advantage, and I think as a free-to-play player, um, you can get away with just the drill. The drill, if you have the premium drill, it gives you a reach advantage. The normal drill's still good as long as you have drill charges. It still one hits everything, and you just don't have as much reach. So that pretty much covers how to enter either Medium X. I encourage people to go to the official Sandbox Discord. I post in there. There is an official DVDigger Discord, but it's all on the game page. So if you go to the official game page at the moment, this is the one that's up in Sandbox. All you need to join Sandbox is just a Google SSO. You use your Google account, you can sign in, and then it will create a wallet in here for you. But if you're going to compete, I think I don't know if you can use the in-game wallet. If it's Polygon, I'll need to find out, and I will clarify that later. I use MetaMask myself, and I'll link my MetaMask wallet to the Sandbox. Okay. Anyway, that's it for Deep Vault Digger episode. Was I episode 5 or 6? Whichever one it is. Thanks for watching. I hope more people join, and if there is a lot of interest in the project, I will definitely build it out properly. But otherwise, we're in the project there, and we'll move on to the next thing. Thanks.